Crouse.
This week, the world gets a look at the greatest concert that never was, the film of Michael Jackson's rehearsals for his comeback tour. Now, is This Is It a great film? Well, no, but like the best concert films, it works because it captures a time and performance that will never be duplicated. Cobbled together from rehearsal footage taken as he prepared for a series of sold-out shows in London and destined for the singer's private archive, it presents an unvarnished look at the creative process leading up to opening night. It's not a polished concert film like Stop Making Sense or Woodstock. It's a document of a work in progress. Because this footage was never meant to be seen by anyone other than the Jackson inner circle, it's rough, with raw performances and uninspired, often shaky camera work. It isn't the usual slickly produced product that we expect from the Jackson camp, and as such, has a ring of authenticity to it that you don't normally get in other authorized music movies. It's unlikely that Michael would have approved of the film's vision, frankly. We get to see how meticulous a performer he was, from giving his band's bass player a funky vocal interpretation of how he wanted a certain riff to sound, to the way he instructs director and choreographer Kenny Ortega on how to add more sizzle to the show's set pieces. But dance-wise, there's nothing as awe-inspiring here as the unveiling of the moonwalk, for instance, on the Motown special. He seems to be working at half speed, as though he was tired, or saving his energy for the audience, or, as history shows us, perhaps not feeling well. It's rawer Jackson than we're used to. It's the work of a great artist who's finding his feet after a long absence from the stage. Now, there are some flashy moments, though. We see footage of MJ dropped into a montage of 40s-era movies starring Rita Hayworth, Humphrey Bogart, and James Cagney as an intro to Smooth Criminal. And the 3D Thriller intro is very cool, but for my money, it's the simpler stuff that really sells the show. The smile that grows on his face after a successful run-through of They Don't Really Care About Us, or the way he guides the band through the Human Nature rehearsal. Play it like you're dragging yourself out of bed, he says to the keyboard player Michael Bearden. Those are the small moments that, because Jackson was such an outsized performer, were often missed in the past. Now, given the tabloid element that has always been such a part of Jackson's legacy, it's impossible to watch This Is It without noticing how painfully thin he is during much of the film, and reading some ominous foreshadowing into the opening statement where he says, "I'll be performing the songs my fans want to hear. This is the final curtain call." Luckily, the movie, like all the best memorials, isn't about Jackson's death, but his life and talent. It's also a reminder of what was lost. On stage, Jackson was a great performer. Life may have been difficult for him, but under a spotlight, he sparkled, and it's a shame that we'll never see the finished This Is It live shows. From what we see in the movie, it looks like it would have been part rock concert, part Broadway show, part Busby Berkeley spectacle. Jackson says he wanted to take the audience, quote, places they've never been before, show them talent they've never seen before. You know, This Is It is a good movie, but from the sounds of it, and from what we get a hint of in the movie, it would have been an incredible concert.
Crouse.